playing Iron Man, the movie, so I'm going to be fighting Jason or Joe back.
Radio check.
Action!
My name is Dustin Robinson. I'm the co-owner of Quantum Arc Media and the director for Get Up Joe. The shoot for Get Up Joe was really exciting for me. This was probably one of the biggest sets that I've had the opportunity to direct. And being able to see all of the pieces coming together, knowing all of the preparation that we had put into it, and watching the shots playing on my director's monitor was amazing. So back in January, DeAndre and Owen approached Quantum Arc Media to help them produce their project Get Up Joe. This was a boxing film that they were looking to just produce the trailer for initially. And so they brought us on board, they asked me to direct it, and here we are.
It's been an ideal of mine for about 5 years now. I've been a Floyd Mayweather fan for years, and I figured I need to create something that's kind of like the opposite of his career. Everybody is like the average Joe, so I kind of was like, well, I'll call it Get Up Joe. Within the last 3 or 4 months, I wrote the script, and with help with Owen Ratliff, he helped me, help me put everything together. And
me and DeAndre became friends maybe about a year ago, and he was working on his project, so I kind of, took it and started, working on it with him. I liked it, and I knew I just moved to Vegas, and this is a boxing town, so I thought that would be a really good piece for the city.
Joe is a down and out boxer. He hasn't won too many fights, but yeah, he continues to fight because in life we all have our ups and downs, but we have to know how to get back up, and that's what Joe is. He's a fighter. He gets back up.
Hi, I'm Jason Sterling, and I'm playing the role of Joe in the upcoming boxing film Get Up Joe.
Joe is an ex-boxer, current boxer, ex-champion who had a fall from grace about 10 years ago, and he's trying to get himself back on the point to redeem himself, to kind of reclaim the title, because he wants to make sure in his own mind that his first title reign wasn't just by pure luck. One of the struggles he goes through is actually what most fighters go through is aging. His reflexes are not as quick, as sharp. Put on a little bit of weight, graying hair, but he still has that fighter's heart.
In an unexpected turn of events, James Iron Man Stills has challenged former boxing champion Joe the Soldier Andrews to a fight.
I'm Bowe Van Damme. I'm playing Iron Man, the movie, so I'm going to be fighting Jason or Joe back there. So I'm pumped up. We just finished rehearsing a little bit, doing some of the fight scenes. I feel like, I was getting in that fight zone. Boxers know what I'm talking about. Like, you get in that mode. Like, I'm getting really into it, getting really emotional with it. I feel awesome. I love everybody here. Makes it a pleasure to work with everybody. I mean, I'm just stoked. I'm pumped.
James Iron Man Steele, he's a #1 contender. Basically, he is in Joe's way of success.
James sees Joe as kind of like a step-up fight. That's like his stepping stone in boxing, as you call it, a soup can. You kick him across the road and then get somewhere else. But he sees Joe as kind of a step-up fight to a big fight that he wants to have lined up against Mad Dog.
Hey, yo, Mad Dog, I'm coming for you next.
Iron Man really wants to fight Mad Dog, and Mad Dog doesn't really want to give him his time. He seems that he's a waste of time, and so in order to get Mad Dog to fight him, he's going to fight Joe to try and get him to fight him. Joe was one of the only people to almost beat Mad Dog, and so he feels like if he gets a fight with Joe, then he's going to have to fight Mad Dog, or Mad Dog is going to have to fight him.
The scene in the hotel was interesting because we needed to get across a lot of information and a big emotion, but we only had a very, very short period of time to do that. We only had 2 lines to do that.
Next question.
What did he just say?
I know how to get him to fight you.
Having Drew Aber, who plays the manager, on set, he he brought such a big, powerful emotion. When you're watching that scene, you feel it. And you feel the weight of what's at stake here. You also get this idea that he has a plan, and this dude's a little bit cunning. And at the moment that James realizes that Mad Dog Garcia is not going to accept his fight, there's a feeling of worry.
Challenging Joe is his kind of he wants to use Joe as kind of a stepping stone to get at the world champ. And he will soon find out that, not to give the movie away, but he's gonna find out that it's not no walk in the park.
The underground fight was a lot of fun to shoot. We had Jay Heron on set, who played the character of Matthias. Jay is just a Hulk of a human being. When he got in the ring with Jason Sterling, the chemistry between the two of them, they're both MMA fighters in real life as well. And so the chemistry there was really incredible. So in the underground fight, we got to try out something a little bit unique. We had the Movi Pro with the Epic Dragon on it, and we suspended that in the air. We actually attached it to the ceiling directly above the boxing ring, and then we controlled it remotely using the Mimic. And this allowed us to get some really unique shots, an overhead spinning shot that followed the fight choreography and actually kind of like panned up to the audience and Joe getting knocked out at the very end. And seeing, hearing the plan from Rick of what he wanted to do, I thought was a little bit crazy. But then working with Armin and Rick and myself to put together a very basic rig, and then getting the haze in there, getting the lighting in there, getting the choreography and all of that, seeing that all come together to create our vision was really amazing and just had such a beautiful payoff. Working with each individual crew member, you could see how much passion they have for storytelling and for bringing the production to life. Well, I'm a director of photography first and a director second. So this project was unique to me because at first I initially planned on doing both roles. But as the development got further and the crew got bigger and the extras and everything just became much larger scale, I realized that I needed to hand that role off to somebody. And so I handed off the DP role to Rick Augustus. And he came in with his unique background and really brought a cool energy to the shooting style of the film. Having Ashley Piper and Michael Forsch coordinating the extras, it allowed me to get them into position, into the different scenes, and actually add a couple bonus scenes that we hadn't planned on filming that have now become a very prominent part of both the trailer and the extended cut.
Well, Destin had an excellent crew, and I just sat back and, watched them work their magic.
We were searching for a good team to help put the project together, and we got Quantum Arc Media aboard and pretty much put it in their hands, and Quantum Arc Media came through successfully for us. I felt really comfortable on the set, just letting them do, what they know how to do best.
And the production looked really well. So I found somebody that I could work with.
So once we had locked down City Athletic Boxing Gym for our primary location, Bowe Van Damme, the owner, had become a very integral part of the production. And so we showed him the script, let him know what else we were looking for, and that's when he suggested the use of the D boxing arena.
We shot at the D, which is that was a remarkable set to use, unimaginable. Like I said, I never knew this project would get as big as it got so quick. really caught fire for me.
We had fights on the in the D on the, I believe it was on the 6th, and we were able to shoot on the 5th because we already had everything set up, which was phenomenal. And then my gym, we always have access to my gym, so locations were phenomenal.
Title became our wardrobe and equipment sponsor fairly early on. Armin has got a great relationship with them. They provided everything from shoes to gloves to jerseys, shorts, even the sign that the ring girl is holding up. The
gear was remarkable, very polished gear, professional, everything looked professional, the title cards and everything. So I forgot the representative name, I apologize, but I do thank him for coming through for us as far as the gear. He didn't charge us anything, and that was a blessing.
Seeing my son on the big screen was very exciting. It is very exciting. I still can't believe it. He turned out to be a really good actor. I seen his expressions when he got punched or when he went after something, and I'm so proud of him. I'm so proud of him. The scenes that we kind of set up, they nailed it like in no time. All the actors have somewhat of a boxing experience, which made it a lot easier. And some of the scenes, because they were already so experienced in the boxing itself, so they were more focused on the facial expressions in the scenes themselves, which I really like.
We had 7 or 8 rehearsal days just for the fight choreography alone. In addition to that, we had multiple read-throughs, as well as a couple of camera tests. We were lucky enough to have access to the boxing gym location to actually bring out the camera and make sure that our angles and choreography versus our camera work was all going to mesh together the way that we expected it to. Bowe's a boxer in real life, and that kid, I mean, he knows how to take a hit, he knows how to throw a punch, how to move in the ring. Being able to have his presence on set brought such a huge feeling of realism. We were able to actually get the slow-mo close-up beauty shots of each hit, and we didn't have to fake our camera angles.
My son, he plays the young boy, excuse me, who's a fan of Joe. He actually is cheering on Joe in the film. He just basically telling him, "Hey, get up, Joe. You know, you got knocked down, but you got to get up." You know, and that's been a role personally. That's been a role that he's been an inspiration in my life personally. You know, when I'm down as his dad, you know, he tell me, "Daddy, you got to get up."
Hi, my name's Jordan, and I'm Joe's biggest fan in the movie, and they're practicing boxing behind me. My favorite part is when I get to wear costumes and have fun.
How was it working with your dad?
Awesome.
Tell me about your dad.
He's smart, he's talented, he's strong. He has the look. That's it.
What makes Joe a good fighter?
Because he's strong. He looks the same like a boxer. And he has the attitude.
What do you think about James?
He's not gonna win.
So Jordan, quick question, buddy. How do you feel about being the champion of the world? He heard that, folks. He feels amazing. Now, after knocking out Mad Dog, did you feel mad towards him? Tell him next time you gotta make sure he doesn't get up before the 5th round. He said yes!
All he did was just shake his head like, you already know.
He's officially calling you out.
Yeah, you already know. What's up, little guy?
Watch out. The champ has spoken, everyone. The champ has spoken. Watch out, folks. No pictures.
Thanks for watching this behind-the-scenes look at Get Up Joe. Be sure